day. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Green Bay Packers and the Indianapolis Colts. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, look at the juke. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
A gain of 6 there on first. 4 yards remain for second down. Now back to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is incomplete.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Back to throw. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On now is the Packers punter. Back deep for the Colts, Nyheim Hines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. As we get a peek at Matt Ryan, a man who's been in the league since back in 2008.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. They go play action now. Ryan. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number?
Touchdown, Indianapolis! Jonathan Taylor, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he gets open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Julian Blackmon bringing him down. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about. But I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this. You have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Second down, another run with Taylor. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Play action, Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play there for Indy. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Again, it'll be Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a handoff out of the gun. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he is going to have a Packers first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Try to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fields this way up at the 17. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That's caught right side by Anderson. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Rolling to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They go play action with Ryan. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it on the West Coast?
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. They'll throw now on the final play. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. So we reach halftime. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Play action. It's Ryan. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
The partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
122 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's on the tackle, Braden Smith. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that makes the score 28-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fields this way up at the 17 and able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked. They need any spark at this point. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. They'll set up a throw. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here. 1st and 10. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. And he's found the end zone twice. And now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times. And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how's he gotten there twice? The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that? I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so. Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless. And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Taylor. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 169 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
throwing now. Ryan on first down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Chris Barnes there on the stop. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. Muscles him off. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Here's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got Granson over the middle. And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too... And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Colts are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fields this way up at the 17. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good. And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. And tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 74 yards on the ground for him so far. Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A.J. Dillon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point safely through, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 72 yards. And the Colts extend this fourth quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll look to throw here. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. DeForest Buckner has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Try to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted.
Picked off at about the 31. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Flushed out right. And this is caught at the 8. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead will swell by 1 more.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Indianapolis, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire